Hello, this is JJ again. I dozed off for a moment. This is a good way to do this review of strange delusional behavior and state. I will attempt to explain. I knew what I was going to talk about before I started this video. Um, I just want to be able to talk because I can't fall back asleep and I'm preoccupied by thoughts that I'd rather not be having. It's like this whole topic that keeps getting me here. It's just a hell of a thing to live with. You understand what survivor guilt feels like for a person that survives a tragic accident? It feels like it's a very confusing feeling. I don't have anything to be guilty about other than being alive. It's just it's like a trap that it's set and I'm gonna fall in it at any point, anytime. It's just a matter of conversation and time. And if there's no conversation, well, then it's just a matter of my thoughts and time before I just like get freaked out again. It's a natural, yes, I have a backache with a ropey knot along the side of my smooth muscle here. This is not normal. This is a unique incident, a case. This is an instance of a. I've had this problem before. It's just a muscle cramp. It's a muscle spasm. It's just an out of place muscle, and it's very uncomfortable. And the thing is it has forced me to remain immobile like this for many, many, many hours since yesterday. It'll be coming up on like, when did this thing hit? I guess it was yesterday afternoon. It's about 7 in the morning now. And the thing is, this it's an extreme feeling. It seems like extreme feelings are really pushing me over the edge these days into a zone of delusion and a feeling of being in control, but ultimately making decisions that are not making sense to me afterwards in a calm and lucid state. It's just this manic. Sometimes there's no rage involved. Sometimes it's just manic, but it is very close to rage and can go there very easily. And it is just a terrifying thing. Right now, I'm terrified. I'm living with fear right now that I don't know if I'm going to do that again. And it's kind of like I don't think I've been this calm and rational in a while. Like I was explaining, my back has this knot. It's really bad. I think gross. This thing is like 12 hours old. Excuse me. I have my this is just a lidocaine patch. I have my mother apply it because I was dying of pain, and I was acting psycho. I don't know how to not act psycho when this pain strikes, and I'm just like ah, because it's like it doesn't really make much sense for me to choose fight or flight. I think I'm. Do you understand fight or flight? It's when your life feels threatened, and it seems to me that this severe pain, on some level, I'm totally registering it as a threat to my life, which makes sense because my heart will start racing, pounding, extremely. It is an extremely uncomfortable feeling, the pain to begin with, but the effect that it has on my body is very uncomfortable and very scary. It's like as if I'm gonna just, I don't know. It's very overwhelming, but what was it? Uh, just talking about it right now is overwhelming. I almost felt like I was getting wrapped up in it all over again. This is not cool. But anyways, let's attempt to review some of this stuff. It's this unique and totally out of my mind content. And when it all started, it's I can still remember being in this state, and I can tell you that yes, it all seemed real. I was 100% convinced that it was real. If you can believe that, it's true. I don't know why. I was extremely manic. I was just like, "Ah," like I was explaining in the previous video, when I go from being shocked from my post traumatic stress, when that starts to kick in, typically from survivor guilt, and then if I have like something happening pain wise, it's almost like getting slapped back. It's like it's hard to register that much disruption in my body. It's like as if I can't focus on exactly what's happening, and as a result, it just gets me completely jacked. It's like, ah! Like as if I'm ready to just like, it's pretty horrible. And it's exhausting. Um, you know, okay, I'm still trying here. Look at this shit. This is great. This really happened. Did you see that? Is this on? Okay. I'll take myself down. Here, one second, one second. Here. Look. Oops, sorry. Uh, this is what I'm talking about. This so-called Sarah Connors complex, which, yeah, I have had that thought before. I think I was in a manic state when I first tried to get support from bandcamp.com to register it as a band name. It says trembling again. Now I'm crying, trembling, crying. God damn this, Sarah. And I'm talking into my dictation software because it's been so difficult for me to just operate things. That was terrible. That started, I don't know, let's just keep going. Oh, the Alcor stuff. I was all freaked out and angry because I got this concept in my head. I was thinking that um, my past 2 years have been torture. They have been. Anyways, I was talking here about. Let me see if I can fix this. Oop. Okay, that's pretty good. I just had a real data dump to offer the world, I guess. I don't understand exactly. I've been very hostile. Let me see. Wasted hours, attempting to resist, using my rights. I have a pretty tough time these days with managing my time. I'm super crippled and I don't know what to do because I can't focus on anything to pass the time. So I tend to spend time attempting to make content for a stream. I'm recording this video right now because my live streams have been turning out nothing like I thought they were turning out. It's really radical. It reminds me of the reason why I got in trouble back in May. I haven't seen the video that I got in trouble for. I've never seen it once. But it was during one of these manic states. I know it was because I'd been at this particular stream back in May. I'd been at this for a while, like cyber protesting, dwelling on negative things that I would like to have changed. And just uh, after I got completely exhausted, I just kept going because I get wrapped up in these ideas like, free my singer, free my singer. The kid's been in prison for years. And all he is a kleptomaniac that likes beer and cigarettes. I really don't think that's an appropriate use of prison for a person like that. But, it's complicated for him. So, his case, I told you before. Anyways, dwelling on that back in May and doing a cyber protest was enough to get me between the pain and what else was I cyber protesting? It must have been, I don't know. It's so long, dude. It feels like 20 years ago. Okay, it feels like 20 months ago. It really doesn't feel like May. You know, to think back that far, it feels like my brain has sustained a substantial amount of damage from whatever the hell's been happening to me. I know damn well I have been extremely angry lately. Yes, I posted this kind of shit. I'm like saying stuff like I'm gonna go. You know, it's really not good stuff. It's just more stuff that's gonna. I don't know what's happening to me. I gotta talk to somebody. This idea that I came up with in a manic state, the ripcord.gov, is exactly, yeah, I could use something like that. It's no wonder I thought it up. But let me see if I can see where it really started. Oh, was it the Sandler thing? That has to be it. That has to be it. DC speaks. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the? Wait, hold on. I'm sorry, I'm just keeping data straight in my head. Hold on. This was my initial bump in the road announcement. It's not, hopefully temporary. Doing it. See, I put a smiley face because I don't want people to worry about me. But I don't want to be misleading here. It's pretty bad. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Aside, I've been putting the pieces together though, and I realized just how bad it is. It's just like I've been repeating my behavior from May the whole time, and I guess I haven't gotten in trouble because they took my firearms, and that's fine. I really don't need them for anything, you know. But there's some kind of it feels like as if my fight or flight feelings are somehow tied to fight or flight. Naturally, fight is tied to violence, and guns, a firearms force. It definitely has to do with violence. Violence is violence. Harm is harm, at least in my head. So it's kind of like, oh, what's that? I'm just super freaked out. Not at this moment, but it's real easy to get super freaked out when the pain becomes overwhelming, and I'm just turning into a total. My father used to do the same thing, and quite oftentimes he didn't have a proper dose of medication, prescribed by a doctor. Like, yeah, I think it's very important to have a consistent doctor that knows you and knows your case, that continually prescribes you medication. I don't know why it's ever been so difficult to achieve that with the pain controllers, because it bounced around from clinic to clinic. I don't know how this format. I remember my folks, they used to go to doctors. I went to a doctor for like primary care physician, a provider, a primary care physician. You know, I was only able to see a primary care physician for my medication for a few years out of my 15-year career as a suffering person, and I was just like, this is I would I my basic attitude was, this is great. A doctor that knows my problem, and also can be my doctor, and take care of whatever needs to be taken care of with me. I I haven't found the pain clinics to be anywhere near the quality that was, the quality of care. The pain clinics really don't care if I'm healthy or whatever. They could care less about my hormone levels. They could care less about my digestive tract, which has suffered as a result of these people that are unable to take care of me properly. I mean, what the fuck am I supposed to do? I'm a patient. No, just like that. I can feel the temperature rise inside me, like as if it's gonna consume me in the flames. Um, it's not like a patient really gets to do too much picking. Doctors are supposed to just ascertain your illness and the degree of it, and prescribe the medication so you can live a better life, a happier life. And meanwhile, all these years at these clinics, it feels like it's been a lot of rigmarole and a lot of stress, a lot of unnecessary stress. Wondering, oh, where am I going to find a new doctor? I've been kicked out of another clinic. Ow, I'm in so much pain. I think I'm getting opioid withdrawal sickness. And yes, of course, this all ties in with my already stressed out, overworked mind from this horrible nightmare condition that just doesn't seem to go away. In fact, it just seems to get worse. I really got to figure something out here. It's like I'm losing. Okay, I know I'm seeing a pain doctor today, and hopefully it's all right. I just don't know, man. I'm gonna be getting. Let's just say, I'm not getting any younger. Okay, I probably am gonna do nothing but age at this point, and my health is going to decline and get worse and degrade, and that will cause increased pain that I feel. And it's like I'm gonna fall victim to myself. My body is going to make me a victim due to no fault of my conscious mind. It's not going to be a decision that I make if I flip out on somebody. This is really, really bothering me. I'm more scared about me now than the dead people that I feel totally survivor guilty about, which is a very simple thing to feel when you've taken a medication for 15 years already. Ow! It's like I can't erase those years. Okay? It's like the medication, I already absorbed it, I already processed it. So every time I hear about a fentanyl death or what have you, or every time I just think about the number, I can't help it. I have a good memory. Like I was saying earlier, I think it's up to 600, or excuse me, I think I think it might be up to like 342 now. Maybe 344. I just know it's getting closer to 350. I don't think it's there yet. I don't. I can't control what I get preoccupied over, okay? That's just where my mind goes. Dude, I'm a victimized patient right here, not getting the right dose of medication. What do you think I'm gonna be thinking about? Girls, video games, any. I don't think about anything except how lousy I feel, and the things I'm concerned about that I've been protesting. Those are things that are like on my mind a lot and freaking me out. And it's like, and I don't know what I'm even doing to get myself blocked. I really am not healthy enough to review this shit. But it's about the only thing I can do when I'm totally crippled up and locked up, just right here, just trying to do something with my time and focus on something other than this nightmare. It's like this, and that shit's all flaming hot red with pain, man. What the f am I supposed to do? You know? And now I just, it's undeniably true that I'm bouncing back and forth between mental pain and physical pain until I'm in some weird delusional state. Today was about the trippiest shit. You have no idea how it felt. It was like and nothing was different, and I kept saying that. Like I would say out loud, nothing is different, nothing is changed. And I kept expecting somebody to call me and congratulate me, or like somebody to like, I kept expecting some kind of, I guess that reminds me, a checkered flag. That's what I was calling it, a checkered flag. Here, sorry, I was just like trying to gather my thoughts here. It's a really strange phenomena. This feeling that I'm getting, it's very disorienting and very scary, and it's extremely exhausting. And I don't know why it's so out of control, other than just having a lot on my mind, and not being able to do anything for fun. This isn't fun. And it's about all I can think about. So, yeah. I know. Good thing I'll be seeing a doctor soon. Not until 3 o'clock. It's only 7 a.m., so what am I going to do? Just sit here? I can't meditate. It's not working. The thoughts are disturbing. So it's like, nah, no thanks. Can't really. I'm not willing to risk another one of these episodes. And even though I'm feeling pretty exhausted right now, I know I've probably got enough, and like, it isn't like I'm gonna fall asleep right now. There's enough energy inside me that if I was to freak out, it could escalate from there into a real freak out, a real episode. And I'm just not sure what to do about it at all. I doubt if this pain doctor is going to know what to do about it. And if he doesn't give me any medication, well, that's a guaranteed trip back to episode land. It's okay, though. At least now that I'm aware of it, I can attempt to completely avoid those topics that have been setting me off. It's a ridiculous thing to consider. I've always been an open mind, and I've never had to hide from things like knowledge. It's very strange the way it sets me off into this, like, and I don't know why I go into fight mode as opposed to flight mode, because neither works for me. When I get beat up by other people for saying stupid shit, it's like I don't really get to fight back. It's usually a sucker punch, and then I'm like getting beat up. I'm a handicapped man. How do I protect myself without a firearm? I can't fight. I got really bad setbacks from a really bad injury, and I'm completely. I've been 2 years without any pain controllers, and it's taken its toll on my mind. And I'm hoping that my brain heals up from this. I'm feeling like I'm talking clearly, quickly, and that's good. Because it's been very difficult this past week just to do that and keep my thoughts straight. It's required the mental exercises. Yeah, it's a neat trick, isn't it? The, the oops, my bad. Rubber. You got rubber baby, rubber baby, rubber baby, rubber baby buggy bumpers, rubber baby buggy bumpers, rubber baby buggy bumpers, rubber baby buggy bumpers, rubber baby buggy. And that's just an exercise in control. You know, it's like controlling two different things that are doing the same thing, and then two different things that are doing different things. I don't know if you've ever heard that. Walk and chew bubble gum at the same time, and then there's, you know, um, pat your head and rub your belly. That's like an old, or vice versa, whatever. Those are just some tricks that kids used to do for fun a long time ago, before I was alive. And, I had just added a couple of things to it, that one, because the more you can control your body, the more you can control your mind. I mean, it's your mind that controls your body. So by exercising your mind, like by controlling, another thing I like to do when I'm doing that particular brain strengthener, this the march. Yeah, I don't normally sit down when I do it. I'm in really bad shape right now. I'm in really bad shape. Hurting. Okay, so you're like talking like that, and then you're like that, And I like to look around the room. Rubber baby buggy bumper, 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 rubber. And I'm just trying to focus on things around the. Ooh, I got a little lightheaded just from that. I've seen floaters all over the place. I'm not very healthy these days. It's really. Oh, there's another. All right then. It's been. I feel tortured. It's basically at this after 2 years and now into the 25th month of this living like this lifestyle of overwhelming excruciating pain on a very regular basis. It has been just torture, and I haven't been able to really control it at all. I, it's just ridiculous feeling this vulnerable and feeling this dangerous at the same time. The very thought of that alone, if I were to dwell on that, could send me well into some kind of a manic, fear based freak out. Why not? It's terrifying. Especially now, knowing that my perception of reality is completely whacked during that. I mean, it's in the middle of the day. I'm posting this kind of stuff. Let's see if I can get back to the initial. I guess what happened was I made a song last year called the Turkey Song. It was a remix. Adam Sandler made it back in the 90s, 92. And the thing is, I made a version last year where I muted the audience because I didn't think it was appropriate for them to be laughing about Sammy Davis Jr.'s one eye that Adam Sandler had decided to sing and write a lyric about. It's just not appropriate, because it's not appropriate to laugh at people's struggles. And I felt that, Sammy Davis Jr., during his lifetime, having risen to success as an African American man and having no depth perception with one eye and doing all of his stage antics is a very impressive very impressive thing, and it must have been a very difficult struggle to actually get there. I don't know, but still, my camera guy only has one eyeball because he had to have it removed. He's a good guy, a friend of mine, known forever, and it's just like there was something that didn't sit right with me about the way the audience was laughing, and I had to remove it. And it's been up there for a year now, and it basically has gone unnoticed. I mean, like, I'm not surprised. It's just a little remix, just a silly little thing, and it's not even on SoundCloud. It's just a little goof around that I did on audio.com. But somehow the fact that it hadn't been noticed yet by anyone other than me that I know of, it's like, no, I haven't tried to promote it. I just thought that maybe somehow when I shared it last year it would have gotten noticed. I don't know. It just really pissed me off. And I started like ranting about Adam Sandler and Chris Rock. You see, I've had to use the the inappropriate word that was oftentimes used as a slur in prior history, and then became a part of the pop culture vernacular for at least a couple decades during my youth, and now is basically a useless word, the N word. I've had to use it. I'm guessing I was manic freaking out, but I'm really upset about my singer being in prison, because like he's a kleptomaniac and shouldn't be there. But anyways, he's he shouldn't. But anyways, it's just crazy how many years he's been in there already. But where what I was getting at was just that somehow I had related myself to Adam Sandler and my singer to Chris Rock, and I was asking Chris Rock to critique my use of the N word here in my videos, like as if he could even like find and locate anything I've ever made. Like I can't even locate the things I've made because in this discombobulated state that I get into, it's like I just can't post or keep track of what's happening. And I just sort of go with it. I say, "Oh well, I got to get this out of my system." It's almost like as if it's poison. It's like it's like that serious during a manic episode. These post traumatic stress freakouts, survivor guilt oriented episodes. It's like as if it's paramount of the utmost importance. Absolutely gotta happen that I get this vile shit out of me and put it somewhere else, like onto Twitter, which I've used for a dozen years and been a very typical and normal user. All my tweets used to be pretty rational and sane before 2 years ago. And also before May, when I found out about the fentanyl overdoses and my survivor guilt went through the roof. Like I was saying, you can't take a medication for 15 years and then hear that people are dropping like flies. I want to smash my mouse right now just saying that. And that won't do me any good. I won't have a mouse anymore. But that's a real big burden for me to hear that news that nobody's doing anything about it. You gotta save those people with fentanyl patches. It's only like $200 a box, man. Fuck, it's gonna get really bad. I did the math. It's gonna grow exponentially because you see, with a substance that cheap flooding the streets and people remaining ignorant to its existence because it's like, let's face it, man. A lot of people get strung out and die. That's the reason why 765 people here are gonna die is because, yeah, they just didn't know better. It's not like they were. I'd be willing to bet that they were not addicted to opiates before they tried these things that are flooding the streets. And I don't know. It's just really weird because I keep talking about ecstasy, dance rave ecstasy, pills, and I guess I do believe that those could be used. I know they are illegal here in the United States. Yes, I know. And I just have been suggesting that we consider, this was back in May, when I got out of the institution where they put me for making the video that I made. I'm just like saying, hey, let's just get some MDMA ecstasy pills and set up a rehab center and help people get off fentanyl. Because if we can't afford to get patches from Merck, name brand patches, if we can't find any suitable, suitable replacement, anything to wean this poor addicted person, most of these street drug addicted people don't want to check into rehab because like these rehab centers, they're fine, they're great, and they will get you clean, but a lot of people just don't trust them. It is a scary thing to be a vulnerable person, a sick vulnerable person, such as maybe a homeless fentanyl addict. Okay, sleeping out of sleeping bags. It is a scary thing to consider being in others' care. It's kind of like when you've been looking out for yourself for so long, however long that may be, you're going to reach a point. That's how long it'll be. It's after a certain point of time on this caring for yourself independently on the streets, you really get weary of caretakers and others. You just sort of want to be left alone, and that's naturally not going to save your life when you're totally strung out on that blue pill menace. Because once you start to go into the opioid withdrawal, you're just gonna go get another one for 50 cents and stay addicted forever until the final day when you take one too many and stop breathing. And that's tragic that we can't send a lifeline, that we can't send a lifesaver. You know, like if someone was drowning in the ocean, wouldn't that be horrible? Out in the middle of the ocean, like falling off of a boat, and you're all alone, and you can feel yourself sinking into the water, and there's no way to stop it. The waves are just rising, and you're just getting pulled down under, and you're gonna drown. There's no lifesaver. There's nothing. That's what it's like for a lot of these people. I saw this back in May before I wound up in jail, before I made that hideous stream I made, making all kinds of wild threats and shit like that, smashing my own iMac monitor, sending broken shards of glass everywhere, cutting me and leaving blood. It wasn't quite as gruesome, if I recall, but still, it was no fun being in that state. It was a totally out of control state. But prior to that day, I had gone and just purchased some cigarettes, I think. Actually, no, I was in a tremendous amount of pain back in May, and I said to myself, I gotta get away from this pain. I gotta go get some nitrous oxide and huff it because I like to feel numb and instead of pain. Okay, so while I'm out getting that, I meet a homeless girl with a big backpack, and she says, "Hey, Mister, do you want to buy some fentanyl?" Pulls out, like I think it was a sheet of blue pills, you know, like the foil. I'm pretty sure that's what she had. I can't remember. It's back in May, but she definitely showed me some blue pills, and I said, "That's okay." You know, the thing is, I had been rambling to the counter person about all my pain because I was buying the nitrous oxide and I was dying in pain. And I just want to talk to take my mind off. I gotta stay focused on something when this is happening because if I don't focus on something, I'm just gonna focus on this, and that's not good. That gets it's really intense. These injuries, I got scar tissue. Like, I don't think anybody has any idea how badly I got banged up in that fucking accident 21 years ago. But I've been living with it, trying to be just not too disturbing to anybody, because it's like, what can I do? You know? It's like I just stayed well medicated and didn't talk about like being injured because it pretty much didn't bother me as long as I was super medicated. And as soon as that got like, I'm not thinking of a word. I'm gonna use the word ripped away from me, but I just knew I was gonna say it in a really angry way. So I decided to just not, you know. When my medication got ripped away, yeah, it just sent me into yet another unknown and foreign condition that is like totally, this is a sickness, okay? This is not like normal. This has really done a number on me. And it's been like 2 years of torturous abuse, and now I'm getting a mental condition, some kind of extra brain damage to go with my trauma. What the fuck is. Anyways, what is this? Why would I ever deserve this as a patient? To be treated with such carelessness and disregard with regards to a medication that I need to just, you know damn well I need it. So the injury doesn't totally consume me. I am a survivor, and the pain is like super tremendous. Has been since I was 22 years old. I just don't understand how I could be so badly abused. How for the first 4 years I could be denied the hormones that I would normally have naturally. That did me no service to just have my father die, have my camera guy sent to prison, and then sit around completely drive free. Just, should I go? No. And I was unaware at that point at just how under. I didn't know what was wrong with me. I thought I was depressed over my old man. Took me 4 years to get over my old man's death. Because these lousy snakes didn't give me what I should have had coming to me. So, and then when they finally kicked me out and threw me away like a piece of trash, for whatever reason, you don't do that to a patient, especially one that's addicted to a physically addicted to a substance. Just throw them away like that. That's a ridiculous policy. I understand that this pain medication, the opioid, is supposed to be meant for like a post-surgical, temporary relief. There's no reason you can't be a junkie your whole fucking life. People like William S. Burroughs did it and wrote Naked Lunch, a classic, and wrote Junkie, the book. Yeah, he's a gifted and famous writer. This old dude. Yeah, so what? I'm saying that these pain places, they act like as if these prescriptions are intended to be for a temporary time, and then if you are a chronic pain patient that is going to be requiring them for an extended amount of time, well, they still wind up getting rid of me, like as if I was a temporary patient. And this is why I've been demanding patients' rights, attempting to protest for my rights, the right to have security of the future, that I will have medication in the future for my condition instead of being treated like some kind of a filthy fucking fentanyl junkie. Hey, those aren't filthy fentanyl junkies. Those are people. And they're going to die if you don't help them. And I might die if you don't help me, but hopefully I'm getting help today. And I'll calm down. You can see what this does to me. I mean, what the fuck? And now I can't really talk about it anymore. Because I can tell I'm too worked up about it. And it will just keep going from here. And I'm so sick I can't review my own material. I'm on this case all alone, trying to solve the case of the delusional, manic, rage, freak out episodes that revolve around my post-traumatic stress memories. My shell shock memories, yeah, it's fucking horrible. It's like the pain mixed with the nightmare. At least when I have nightmares in my sleep, I don't have pain. This is a waking nightmare filled with agony. That's just the twisted situation to be in, and you fucking know it. I don't know how I've been able to tolerate it, really. I mean, what else can I do? I guess that's what torture is. When you have something and you just won't stop the hurting. And that's what I was ranting about on this site is, yeah, I can't work this thing. It's just too difficult these days. I'm damaged. But I was ranting about the Futurama heads. You know, there's like a collection of glass jars that contain various celebrities from previous century, from the time before, and they keep them around because they offer up good advice when people need it. And, you know, that is a thing for a relatively affordable price. A person that wishes to do so could have their frozen head stored and revived at a later date. And it's like, how do you revive a head? What do you? And so I guess that's what Futurama thought of that. Oh, if you only get your head frozen, I guess you get put in a jar when they unthaw you. Hey, that works. But I was mad. Somehow I had gotten the notion that the heads inside those jars were in pain, and nobody was doing a goddamn thing about it. And it's like parallel to this situation that I've had going on for a while, 2 years. Yeah, and I'm just like, it just sent me over the edge. I think maybe the thought of like a head in a jar that was being tortured, I was just like, because it just, I related to it too much. It's like I became the head in the jar because I related to it too much. I feel totally trapped and can't escape. It was a fucking weird day, and I just don't want to talk about it anymore. Yeah, I gotta leave. This is what, the fourth journal entry. I don't know. This is just stupid. What else can I say?